Good evening, friends, and welcome to King's Hill. The night is young, the air is crisp, and the road stretches wide before us. The perfect night for a drive, a picture show, a stolen kiss. But beware the shadows, for some things move within them. Things that do not belong. Things that reach. Tonight's terrifying tale of suspense is the hideous, the horrifying, the Hook! The radio had been droning all day, but Suzanne Waters hadn't paid it much mind. Some nutcase had broken out of the insane asylum. Folks were urged to stay inside, lock their doors, report anything suspicious. But for young Suzanne, it had been the perfect day. She spent all afternoon on the telephone with her best girls, giggling over which dress to wear. Something sweet, something striking, something innocent. Powder blue, she finally decided, the very latest cut. And when her sweetheart pulled up, all slick back hair and easy grin, she was ready. Twirling once on the porch before sliding into his passenger seat, they picked the girls up along the way and headed out for a night they'd be sure to remember. The drive-in was just as it should be. Hot popcorn, a silver screen glowing against the dusky sky, the comforting arm of her boyfriend wrapped around her. And by the time they dropped their friends off and made it to Lover's Lane, a small drizzle had thickened into a steady downpour, quick and rhythmic like fingertips tapping on the roof. She curled close to him, the music on the radio humming softly, blending with their laughter, their whispers, their kisses. He held her close, and she let herself melt into the moment. Then the radio cut to static. A voice pushed through the distortion, urgent, clipped. The escaped asylum patient remains at large. The man is missing, his right hand replaced with a sharpened hook. Authorities warn that he is highly dangerous. Lock your doors, stay inside, stay vigilant, and do not travel alone. Her stomach clenched. The darkness outside of the car seemed so vast now, so suffocating. The trees loomed a little too tall. The night was a little too dark, and the rain a little too thick. She shivered, glancing out the rain-streaked window. The road ahead was nothing but trees, dark and swaying, their branches clawing at the sky. "Maybe we ought to go," she murmured. Her boyfriend only chuckled, tightening his arm around her. Come on, baby, you don't really believe that, do you?" And then, screech. She stiffened. "It's just a branch," he said, but his voice was tight now. And then came another sound, slow, deliberate. Scratch, scratch, like metal dragging against metal. Her breath hitched. The night pressed in, thick and suffocating, the rain disguising whatever, or whoever, was just beyond the window. "Please," she whispered, "let's just go." He sighed, muttered something under his breath, and turned the key. The engine roared to life, their headlights cutting through the sheets of rain. The tires slipped, spun, and then caught. They sped off down the road, leaving a lonely stretch of trees behind them. Neither of them spoke on the way back, and by the time they'd pulled into the driveway, her nerves had settled, if just a little. It was silly. Really, just a trick of the dark, her imagination. And then she reached for the door handle and froze. Then something caught her eye. Hanging from the handle, it swayed in the downpour, its edges glinting in the porch light, slick with something far darker than rain. A hook. Ah, dear listeners, sometimes the monsters we hear about on the radio are closer than we think. So next time the rain taps against your window, listen closely, because it might not be the rain at all. Thank you for joining us for The Hook, a famous urban legend readapted here for King's Hill Horror. Join us next week for more terrifying tales, and remember, you never know what's coming next in King's Hill!